Could we be looking at the brand new GOATS meta? All right, guys, welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa. Now, of course, this isn't GOATS. This isn't traditional GOATS because GOATS was 3-3. You needed 3 tanks, you needed 3 supports, and there was a ton of variations within that. However, what we're seeing here is the strongest so far meta in the new 2-2-2 role lock, and it's very similar to the way old GOATS was played. And I guess this isn't really a surprise because while these teams have played a ton of GOATS, so well they're quite proficient with that playstyle, so they come back to gravitating towards this style of gameplay. Now that's not to say teams like the London Spitfire are extremely good with double sniper comps, and double sniper is still effective in different maps. However, this comp, this is your Reaper, it is your Mei, it's your Orisa, it's your Diva, it's your Lucio, and it's your Moira, is being referred to as GOATS 2.0, and I'm going to explain in this video just exactly why that is the case. This isn't GOATS. You can't have 3 tanks, you can't have 3 supports. But what the pro teams are doing is they're using a Reaper and a Mei instead of taking the additional support and the additional tank to be super tanky, to have a lot of sustain, to just go onto the point, fight on the point, and then win. That's what GOATS was about. In its very simplistic form, in I guess you could call it pure GOATS, traditional GOATS, you just walked onto the point and then you just had a fight, and it was like, well, if we out-sustain you, we win. Now, of course, this meant there was no DPS heroes. It meant you just took supports and tanks and you just had a big brawl. It was all about ability management. It was about trying to bait abilities out of the enemy. It actually was quite tactical, but visually, from a spectator's point of view, it was just, yeah, we just run to the enemy team and then what the hell is going on, we don't actually know. So what I'm going to do with this section of the video, while I just go over the overview, I guess, and explain why this comp is so strong, is that we're just going to look at this. We're going to stay on the point, because one thing you will notice here is Spitfire will repeatedly try to take control of this point, but they can't break the bunker that Mayhem are setting up. And this is where we get this, I guess, an amalgamation of quite a few different strategies. You've got your GOATS mentality mixed in with your bunker mentality, and this is super strong. Watch what happens here as this fight breaks out. Gesture's gone in with Supercharger. Okay, fine. Hasn't really done anything. The Mei from the Blizzard from Mei just completely locks down the point. And Mei's kit is super strong for this because she can control space. She can deny the area. She's very strong. She's also immune to dive. And I guess Reaper is in that category as well. You can't really dive onto a Reaper. In fact, when you look at the heroes that we've got in this comp, they're all kind of immune to dive. So you can't really take a Winston. You can't go with like some sort of Winston dive comp onto them. That's just not going to work. This team comp wants to fight you on the point. It wants to set up a bunker, and it wants to be extremely difficult to remove. Now, as this play breaks out now, watch a very interesting thing which happens by BQB. So he's going to try and wall off, right? So people move in, tries to wall off. Didn't quite work, but wall is still kind of effective. Prophet got a fairly nice wall out there to sort of protect himself, but it's too little too late. Spitfire are 2 split. Mayhem have just walked into them and destroyed them, but a lot of it is set up from the Mei. The Mei is what's kind of dictating the tempo of these engagements. She splits up the fight, she isolates targets, she's super good. But Mei also does something else as well. Where's the Roadhog? Roadhog is not here. You might remember or you might have heard this referred to as ball and chain, it's a ball and hook, whatever you want to call it. It's the Hog Orisa comp. It's where... What is that? I just noticed that big Moira orb. That must be a bug in the spectator. Client is just sitting there. You would get your Hog and you would get your Orisa comp, where they would go for the Hulk combo, yeah? So you pull targets above the barriers, Hog hooks them. Well, guess what? You can't hook a Mei. Okay, you can hook the Mei, but the Mei can use Ice Block. She can throw an ice wall in your face. Yeah, and also you've got the Diva Defense Matrix, which can help keep any hook targets alive. It's crazy. What we're going to do now is take a look at... This is the same match, but it's on the next point, and look at what is happening. Like, I'm going to slow this down so we can see this actually in a much slower kind of way, and we can see the nuances of the play, because it is all about sectioning people off with the Mei and then just destroying them. So the Reaper element to this is really quite simple. Reaper gives you massive personal individual sustain for the player playing Reaper, but also the ability to delete the tanks. Because, well, you want to delete the tanks, and you also want to... Well, you know when I say tank, right? It's kind of weird, but you could sort of throw Mei into that because she's super durable. Reaper is as well, really. But obviously, you're looking to delete the Diva, you're looking to delete the Orisa. The thing as well with Reaper is Reaper has had a bunch of buffs, right? And you've got to like not forget this. Reaper's teleport is really good. You can use this to get into the back line and do cheeky stuff like jump into the back line and maybe you could get off a crazy Death Blossom. You can use it to get round into positions to flank the enemy team because you're very, very quiet when you use it. So it is really, really strong. But Reaper he really benefits from this comp by being Reaper. You could say maybe you throw a Doomfist into this, but I don't know. Like Reaper just gives you so much value because he's got that sustained damage. He's got that heal. Because remember, we can only have 2 healers now. So I guess we just seen that fight break out. You can see, like, you know, Spitfire do manage to take this fight, and we are going to speed this up because it was a little bit messy, but I'm going to slow this down when Mayhem make it back onto the point. Because notice what Spitfire are doing every single time. They've pushed out now. I mean, I could move the camera. They're over there. We can see they're over there. They're just poking. That's all they're doing, right? But they want to take the fight on the point all of the time. They don't want to take the fight out there. They want to take it on the point. Where's the Mayhem going? So the Mayhem are going this way. Spitfire are going to come back round onto the point. So let's slow this down and then let's just watch what goes on. So look at Prophet's position. Prophet, right by the door there, he wants to wall them off. As soon as they come in, he's going to drop that wall. He's going to get rid of them. Or he's just going to straight up block them. But he's going to... I tell you what, let's just jump down here because now we're quite slow. We can see what's happening. So got a good wall there. Manages to wall off Face. We've got a lot of ultimates going used. The wall, actually, BQB's wall walls us off. Look at this mess. Let's just pause this. Look at that mess. This comp is so obnoxious. Think about what Mei's doing. A lot of people have been saying and speculating, are we going to go into a double barrier meta? Well, we're in like an Ice Wall Orisa barrier meta because Ice Wall is really good. It's a really good barrier. Stops everything, blocks line of sight, absorbs loads of damage before it breaks. It is an incredible piece of kit, and of course, it cuts the teams in half. When we look at what's happened here, Spitfire are now suffering because they don't have their Lucio, who is behind a wall, and then Moira, who is also behind a wall. So Spitfire are in a really, really bad place because their healers are not there. Look at Mayhem. Mayhem have destroyed the wall. They took a lot of damage on Fate, but they are using Coalescence coming straight through the back there, and the rest of their team is pushing through. So let's just take a look at what happens here, but I guess you guys, well, you can probably guess what's going to happen. If one team's supports are cut off, it's generally not going to be a good time for that team. So Birdring gets a kill onto Fate, but Fate was super low. Thing is, though, they've got nowhere else to go, Spitfire. They're in a really, really questionable position. Straight comes Sire player in with the Reaper. Mei just freezes up the D.Va. They delete the D.Va. So they're almost like on a tank 1-for-1 basis here. Thing is, though, Mayhem are in a much better position here because they can push onto the point. They can use ultimates, as we see. We've got them using the Mei ultimate into this. Prophet's dead because he doesn't have Ice Block, and they're going to be able to take control of the point again. But remember, this is all about being together as a team. It's, oh God, we've got too high. It's all about being together as a team. It's about walking onto the point. It's about fighting on the point because most of the game modes in Overwatch, you fight on a point. You want to come into the point, brawl with the enemy team, take control of the point. But the key concepts with this is you've got the Reaper there for the insane point-blank damage, also for his really good sustain. You've got the Mei there because she is the linchpin of all of this. You might have seen the video Josh made recently on the channel, which did go into detail on Mei's more specific use in this. But I wanted to focus more on this comp because I do think this kind of is GOATS 2.0. The Mei walls people off. The Mei is tanky. The Mei is obnoxious. The Mei has got a very, very good ultimate. Reaper's ultimate, pretty trash, but Mei's is crazy. Then you've got Orisa, the bunker tank. We don't really need to say anymore here. She is the bunker tank. D.Va instead of a Roadhog. The reason why we've got the D.Va is because the D.Va gives us that little bit of protection. If people get cut off by the wall, you can use the defense matrix to try and keep those people alive. D.Va is only ever in a team because of defense matrix. That's it. D.Va, all of other like D.Va's kit, it's pointless. And if D.Va didn't have defense matrix, she would not be played at this level of the game. So she is there 100% for defense matrix. And then when we look at the support core, I guess we'll just move the camera a second here. You look at the support core, you've got Lucio. Awesome because he gives you the speed boost, which was nerfed fairly recently, but he's got the speed boost to get your team into the fight. The thing is with Lucio, Moira, this is the massive thing you've got to realize here, provides enough healing that Lucio can do whatever the hell he likes. Moira is the best AoE close range, so by AoE I mean area of effect, just can heal people around in an area with her spray, with her orb, and with her ultimate. She is the best in the game at that. Anna would suffer here, because if I just pause this now, imagine if you're Anna. Well, there's barriers all in your face. It's a mess. You're Ana as well, so you're not the most durable. Remember, a Moira can just fade to get out. A Lucio is a Lucio, so he can just wall ride and do whatever and boot people back. They're much more survivable supports, but Lucio's there for his speed boost primarily, obviously for his healing as well and for his ultimate and all of that stuff. But Moira is the healer in this comp. Lucio is used to just protect the team. Lucio's kind of used in case anybody gets sectioned off by the Mei wall. Lucio is a defensive option there because he can get in, he can push people away, he can maybe help in that respect. Obviously, he is still there for a healer, but Moira is the big one. So it looks like what we're going to see, I believe, going forward in the pro game. And of course, this could start filtering down to our level of play because, you know, there's the whole argument of like, does the pro meta even matter? It does, because it shows you the way the game is being played at the highest level. And from that, you can work out the most optimal way of playing the game. And it was tanks and supports before. Now it looks to be moving very much to this type of comp, which I don't know what we call this comp. I mean, it's a Reaper Mei bunker comp, really. Reaper Mei goats, but you can't call it goats because that's 3 tanks. I don't know. Reaper Mei Orisa, throw in your Diva, throw in your Lucio and your Moira. That is the comp you're going to see a hell of a lot. I mean, look at Reaper there using his ultimate. Oh, he got a kill. He did kill Badosin, but I guess you could say the fight was kind of over there at that point. I don't know. It's interesting times, guys, though, for Overwatch League. Because remember, we're at the very start of this, and we don't know which direction this is going to go. Could this be the go-to comp? Could it just be like a one-week fad? I don't know. I think, realistically, this will be the comp you'll see on control maps like this. It will be the comp you see probably on assault maps as well, so 2CP. Probably you won't see this on maps where there are a lot of sightlines for snipers to play with. So if you think of points like Eichenwald Point, the second point on Eichenwald, if you think of like the second point on Route 66, if you think of Junkertown, they are maps that are going to be dominated by your Widowmaker, by your Hanzo. So you'll probably see the double sniper meta or comp on those maps. And I think that's kind of an exciting time to have map-specific meta when it's interesting, I guess. But I think, guys, get ready to see a lot of this comp. It's going to be absolutely everywhere. Guys, I've been Stylos to this unit lost. If you enjoyed the video, guys, then let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And do remember, if you have really liked the video, guys, do like the video. That helps an absolute ton. Like, I can't explain to you how much that helps. It really does. And, of course, subscribe to the channel as well, guys. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and make sure you tap the bell because you'll get alerted to when videos go live. And subscribing is obviously really good as well. That helps me out a ton. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.